That escalated quickly.
What is going on, YouTube land? I am ChrisCataluna. Before we get into the shoe review, go ahead and check out my Instagram on the bottom left, ChrisCataluna with the underscore at the end. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel on the bottom right. I would greatly appreciate it, and hit me up with the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video at the end. Alright, let's get into the shoe review. Yes, I am aware I have been gone for at least 2 weeks. I was on a road trip in which that took me from San Antonio to Philly, Philly to New York City, New York City to Chicago, Chicago to Mount Rushmore, Mount Rushmore to Seattle, and then back to Austin, Texas. And yes, I am back here. I'm happy to be home. And in arriving in my humble abode, I came home to packages of shoes and other product, and I am so ready for this. In my hand, I have the Nike Air Presto Acronym shoe for the 2018 season. And let me tell you, this shoe looks freaking dope. And if you weren't already aware, Nike and Acronym have already collaborated on a previous product in which they released some Prestos and Vapor Max shoes. So back in 2016, they released in 3 different colors. They had the medium olive, they had the hot lava with the Volt, and then they had the tonal bamboo with black. For 2018, we're getting 3 different colors. We're getting the photo blue with the razor pink and the Volt and the white and black. We're getting one that's predominantly black with hints of gray and white, and a white, black, and Volt one. Now, these shoes released on September 20th of 2018, and this released on the Sneakers app and several other outlets, and I think they also had early releases for these Prestos. These shoes retailed for about $200. In terms of resale, these shoes are actually the best performer out of the 2008 collection, but they're not doing so well in terms of like comparing it to the 2016 season. So these right now are going for about $280 USD. So that's about an $80 markup, which is not too great. The other 2 colorways, you can find them for about $220. Let me reiterate the fact that I really love the shoe. It's super loud. It looks super cool. It's just something that fits my aesthetic. The materials used on this are pretty quality as well. Looking at the toe box or the vamp area, you can see it's done up in that racer pink colorway, and it is a neoprene material. And neoprene, if you're not familiar, is a material that scuba divers use on their wetsuit to protect them from the elements. Now, on this toe box, you see right here, it's pretty prominent, is the Nike swoosh logo, and it is embroidered onto that neoprene. On the lateral side and the medial side of the shoe, you see this design right here, and it almost looks like it's medical tape. Now, this material or this design is actually glued down onto the neoprene. What separates the blue classic meshing and the neoprene is this Volt taping right here. On this Volt tape, it has the words or the branding from Acronym, and it just goes and repeats all the way along, from the medial side of the shoe to the toe box to the lateral side of the shoe. And above that taping is that classic blue meshing, and it's pretty cool. You can actually see some diamond designs going around the shoe, and I think these diamonds are formed by a foam frame, and this foam frame looks like it's stitched in between the lining and of course the blue. Now, the foam is to protect or to provide some comfort to the top of your foot while it's inside the shoe, and again, this is done up in a classic meshing, so it'll provide air or provide breathability for your foot while it's inside. Same with the neoprene right here. Now, normally where the tongue would be on the shoe, you see a pull tab right here done up in black nylon, and it is stitched in on the tongue and inside the lining. Getting into the lacing system of the shoe, you will see TPU that reaches out from the midsole and protrudes out, and this is both in the lateral and the medial side of the shoe. Now, the design on the TPU is done up in white and black paint, and this is the kind of iffy part I'm not too happy about. You can see some of that paint that is actually chipping, so if you do kick the sidewalls of the shoe, some of this will come off. Now, the design that is on it is like a chevron design, and it's like pattern kind of weird, which is pretty cool. But again, that paint job is kind of lacking. And what's cool about this design being right here is also reflected right here at the bumper area, which is also done in a TPU material. So at the end of these arms are little circles or eyelets for the shoelaces to be fed through. The shoelaces used on this shoe are of an oval shape and are black. The oglets at the end, there's nothing special to them, it's just a clear plastic. One difference between the TPU on both the lateral and the medial side is this doesn't have the Presto logo, but on the medial side it has a depressed Presto logo right here. Reaching to the back of the shoe, you have that same TPU material being used, and it's still repeating that chevron black and white design. Now above that you have these nylon pull tabs. Now it's stitched right here, and it actually forms like 2 or 3 different loops, so this helps you put the shoe on. On both the lateral and the medial side of the shoe, it employs the use of zippers, which I really love. You don't have to use a lacing system, which is pretty cool. And at the end of these zippers is a lanyard, and it actually connects to the heel tab that's back here, and that it connects with a little snap button right there. At the end of these zippers you have these leather tabs, so you're not pulling on the fabric of the shoe while you're trying to zip up the shoe. You can actually hold this and zip the shoe up. Now the materials used on the heel is very different from the meshing that you get here or the neoprene that you have in the toe box. It's actually a leather material, so this shoe is pretty eclectic. And if you look closely along the zipper, you see like a short form version of the name Acronym. So you have ACRNM. And then on the medial side of the shoe, you have Acronym spelled out, ACRONYM, with the registered trademark. Alright, let's talk about the midsole. The midsole is pretty plain. It employs the use of Nike's Phylon material. That is just another EVA foam material technology. And it does have air in it. I'm not too sure if that's just air at the heel or if it's a full length air. I want to say it's just at the heel though. Now on the lateral side of the shoe you have a rubberized Nike swoosh right here, and then on the medial side of the shoe you just see that TPU reaching down into the midsole with that outlined Nike swoosh logo right there. Taking a look at the outsole of this shoe, it looks like your typical Nike running shoe. It actually employs the technology of BRS 1000. Now BRS, fun fact if you didn't know, is called Blue Ribbon Sports. That was Nike's first name when they were first starting out, and they just call it BRS 1000 to commemorate that time. So this specific technology is supposed to be a carbon rubber, which is supposed to be more durable, but the cons of using BRS 1000 is that if you go on a court, it's going to mark that court floor. So BRS 1000 isn't the only technology on the outsole of the shoe. Looking at the forefoot of the shoe, you will see right here it says Duralon. Now Duralon is a softer rubber than BRS 1000, but it absorbs impacts more. And the reason why Nike did this is because your toes are the first thing to hit the ground, and they want that impact to be super responsive. It wants your toes to come up right away. But again, the con is that this part of the shoe, it wears out really quickly. Taking the insole out of the shoe, you can see it's done up in all white, and I'm not too sure if this is real leather or fake leather or whatnot, but at the heel of the shoe, you have the Acronym logo right there with the registered trademark and the Nike Air logo right there. And this is done up in black. This is how thin the insole is. It is pretty thin. I definitely suggest you put in an insole in the shoe. I mean, it has air technology and employing the use of Nike Phylon in the shoe, so there's enough cushioning, but in the event that you want more, get a third-party insole. In terms of fitment, I usually wear a size 8.5 or a 9. For this particular model, I got a size 9, and it seems to fit my foot pretty well. I'm not complaining. It leaves maybe a half a centimeter at the top of the toe box, so that's great to me. In terms of cushioning, I do feel like there's enough cushioning on this shoe. It is a running shoe employing the use of Nike Phylon, but in the event that you feel like you need more cushioning, definitely go with a thicker insole. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much it for my in-depth review of the Acronym Nike Air Presto shoe for 2018 season. What do you think about this pickup, especially at $200? Is this a good pickup? A bad pickup? Let me know down in the comments below. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you truly enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'm only trying to bring you better content. Alright guys, I'm ChrisCataluna, and we will check you later. Cheers.